Hello. Happy Sunday to you. Happy Sunday to you. Happy Sunday, Wolfpack. Happy Sunday to you. And many more. Oh my God. So, I don't even know what to say. I feel like I have been going all day. I got up and Alex was watching shows on his computer next to me, which is kind of where he stayed all day. And I, last night, really late, started working on merch. Because so many people have asked me to put out merch for months now. So I was like, okay, Peter, just get this done. So I started kind of compiling the catchphrases that I wanted to use. And I am having like some cartoon images made of myself and Pee-Pee. And I have a surprise for a phone case. So anyway, yeah, I'm real excited about it, but it's taking me a while. And then I'm also going to do ringtones, and some people will be real happy with it, and some people will say, I can't believe you put out merch. But for the people that want it, it's out there. For the people that don't want it, don't buy it. It's fine. It's not that big of a deal. You know, I'm just excited to have it out there. And it'll be cool, you know, so. And it's something that I can use in my videos, because I can just wear that stuff in my videos, you know what I mean? So that was what I started working on today, and then I went and got a coffee, and I went and ran some errands, and then Alex went and got a bunch of dog food. He was like, I just bought $100 worth of dog food. He bought like 50 cans of dog food, and then like a big, huge bag of that Crave stuff that we use. So yeah, there's that. And then, what else was I gonna tell you about? And then I came home and I filmed my videos, and then Alex went out to dinner with a friend of his and her brother, and he asked me if I wanted to go, and I was like, I want to do a live stream. I haven't done a live stream for a while, so I want to do a live stream. So there's like this big, I don't know what this is. It's like this big truck or ice. We're supposed to have a bunch of ice tonight, but it hasn't started, and it's 1 a.m. right now. I don't know what this is. Tow truck, ice truck, something, salt truck, something. But anyway, so Alex went out, and then they went to dinner at this place called Livery downtown, which is like an old horse stable. It's really cool. We went there. I loved it. And then now they're at some bar. He's with her friend's brother. They're at, and he's playing wingman. He texted me. He's like, I'm playing wingman. So then I gave Pee-Pee his medicine. I took them out, and then I left. And now I'm out here vlogging. And I was really kind of excited to listen to an audiobook, but I'm so over that magical art of tidying up, but I only have an hour left. So I'm like, Peter, just finish the book. You know, it's not that deep. Just finish it, and then you can say you've read it and whatever. I definitely, if you're going to get the book, though, don't get it on Audible. It is not an audiobook to read. It's a book that you want to highlight areas of and underline stuff that you like and be able to have it in front of you when you're, like, cleaning your house. I mean, it's very much a working book, if that makes sense. I wouldn't use it as a, I wouldn't do it as an audiobook. But anyway, so yeah, that was my day. And then tomorrow we have to be at Melissa's dog rescue brunch at 11:30. I'm excited about that. That'll be fun. And it's at a restaurant called District Tap that I love their food and stuff. It was interesting, I said something about marshmallows in my main channel, like Peeps, and somebody said in there to me, and they said it nicely, so it wasn't a rude comment, but they said you can't have marshmallows because marshmallows have gelatin in them. And I've been thinking a lot lately about being a vegetarian, and it's like, I struggle so hard in researching every last detail of what I'm eating, and if it's correct or if it's incorrect, and things like that. And I don't really want to stop being a vegetarian, but at the same time, like, I feel like it would be more appropriate to call my diet plant-based, because I do screw up from time to time, and it's not ever intentional, you know, it's things I don't know unless I talk about it on video and somebody comments on it and says, well, you do realize that this isn't like vegetarian or whatever, you can't have this, and, you know, it's not like because they said that I'm gonna go rush out and get a bag of marshmallows. I mean, from now on, I just won't eat marshmallows, you know, but, I try to be so careful of that stuff, and there's just a lot of things that I don't know. Maybe I need to get a basic book on vegetarianism. I don't know. And this is one of the reasons why people ask me all the time, like, would you be vegan? And the reason I wouldn't, number one, I wouldn't be vegan because I do wear leather, and I'm not going to be a hypocrite, like leather belt and leather shoes. The other thing is that, and I'm not going to make excuses about that. I don't think that's right, but that's just my point of view. I typically wear a canvas belt, and I've been trying to buy less leather shoes. I've been trying to wear like more sneakers or canvas shoes, you know, that don't have leather on them. So I don't know. It's hard. I mean, I'm trying the things I buy, things I eat, to be more thought driven with it, if that makes sense. Like really think it through, like what am I doing, instead of just, you know, being oblivious to what I'm putting into my body or wearing on my body. But you know, to say that I would be vegan would be so hard for me because I'm such, like, I'm not good at it, you guys. I just don't research stuff, and I need to research it more and find out what's in this and what's in that. And so I do appreciate those comments, because a lot of times I don't know. But I was thinking about this lately. Instead of, you know, always saying that I'm a vegetarian, maybe I need to say that I'm more plant-based. At least that way people would understand it better. I haven't had any meat, you know, since anything. No fish, no chicken, no meat, nothing, no red meat, no any kind of meat, since August 1st. Have I had things like marshmallows that I wasn't aware of had gelatin in them? Yes, I have. So, I don't know, like, then I feel bad about it, you know? It's like when I had the Parmesan cheese and the spinach dip, I still feel bad about that, you know? Like, because it changed for me when, like, my reasoning for being a vegetarian changed for me, you know? It's not really a health issue at this point, if that makes sense. It's more about, I don't feel right eating animals. But I can't sit here and tell you that I don't miss it, because I do. I miss cheeseburgers, and I miss all that kind of stuff. And, you know, I know that I can go and get like Morningstar burgers and those kinds of things, and those are fine. I mean, there's a lot of things out there that are like meat substitutes that are really, really good. But I have to think it through. It's more, you know, like wanting to just drive through somewhere at fast food. But then when I think it through, it's like the times I have had fast food, like even just French fries or onion rings, you know, like, my stomach hurts so bad afterwards that I'm also not used to eating that kind of like really greasy food. So, I don't know. I'm not changing anything anytime soon, but I definitely need to educate myself a little bit more on some of these, how to eat plant-based and vegetarian. So anyway, those were just some things I was thinking about today. And, I kind of switched shifts with the book that I've been working on. I was working on a book about a year ago, and, like really working hard on it, and it's an adult spy novel. That's all I will say about it. But that's about a very serious topic, but it kind of has like, it could, if I ever got it published and got it out there, it could be a series. It has a sober factor in it, like, but anyway, I don't want to get into it because that's the main storyline of the beginning of it. But I kind of pulled it out and started working on it a little bit today, and I just feel like I've been going nonstop all day long. And when I get in a very creative mode, I almost don't know how to stop. It's kind of like speed for me, like when I'm getting like very creative. And I've always been like that, whether it's, you know, doing puzzles or doing a readathon or doing something artistically. Like when I start doing it, it's like I don't really know how to turn that off, and then I'm kind of wired for sound, you know? So that's been my day today. It's been a really good day. We're doing that tomorrow, and then I don't really have any plans. I have a meeting that I go to on Sunday nights, but I don't know if I'm going to go to it tomorrow night or not. We'll just see how the weather is. To get to the meeting, I have to go on the interstate, and I'm super apprehensive because like a year and a half ago, I got caught coming home from that meeting in an ice storm, and I was on the interstate for 5 hours, and I am not willing to do that again. I'm just not, for a meeting. And it's a meeting that would be really hard for me to get to on side roads. It would take me like an hour to get there. So, yeah. I'm really wanting to do a readathon. I haven't done a readathon since Booktubeathon in July. No, that's not true. I did Spookathon in October for Halloween. But I'm wanting to do some other kind of readathon. I haven't done a readathon in a really long time. And I always get a lot read, and I feel very focused when I'm reading, you know? I feel like there's always just another project I want to do, another project that I want to do, you know? That I'm always like thinking of the next thing that I want to do. Tanya went to bed really, really early. Her husband bought her a Jeep Wrangler, like an old used one, but she wanted one just to like tool around in and like, you know, take out in the country and stuff this summer. He bought her a Jeep Wrangler for her birthday. I was like, Tanya, she's like, well, he bought it for us so that we can drive around. I was so excited. I was like, oh my God, you know, we're going to be driving in that all summer long. I want a Jeep Wrangler so bad. But like so many people in Indianapolis have them, but they're not very realistic as far as like, real, you know, like just like in the winter time. I wouldn't want a soft top, I want a hard top, but then it's like hard to have a hard top and go places, and I don't know. I've just like the people that I know are like, well, I never take my top off in the winter, in the summertime, because it's just too difficult. And so I don't know. I would love to have one though. If I had a big garage, I'd like to have it as a second car, you know, like Tanya just got, but I don't even have the finances for that if I was going to do it, so it's not like, that's not very realistic. I was watching 60 Days In tonight. I was trying to catch up on that. I'm caught up on all my other TV shows. Do you guys watch 60 Days In? Oh my God. Like every single one of those people on that show have gone totally rogue. I mean, like seriously. Like every single one of them think that they're like prisoners in there now. Like they're acting up. Like one's engaged in a romantic relationship. Another one is like doing drugs with the other inmates. It is crazy. It is like out of control. And at the beginning of the season, they showed like one, and they said, you compromised everybody else, we're going to have to close it down. And so you're wondering when that's going to happen, because they've already been in there for like a month, and they're only in there for 60 days. So obviously it's called 60 Days In. I was kind of trying to think of a story that I wanted to tell you guys tonight, but I can't really think of a story that I have that would, you know... I thought, well, maybe I'll tell a Valentine's Day story or something like that. But I did the wedding, and you guys see I have my old gray sweatshirt on that I always wear. I haven't worn this in a while in a video. I went and did all that wash. I was so happy to have clean sheets and clean wash. I was laying in bed last night, and I was talking to Boo and Tucker. I always talk to the dogs. I call it a sleepover. I always talk to the dogs as I was going to sleep. And so anyway, I was talking to the dogs as I was going to sleep. I don't know why I'm slurring over those words. But anyway, I was saying to them, I was like, don't you guys love that we have new sheets and they smell so good? So funny, because like Pee-Pee's at the end of the bed underneath the covers by my feet, and then Boo Radley is like curled in a little circle. I always call it his little circle. And then Tucker is like just sitting up, like listening to me, like every word, like we're talking like late at night, whispering to each other. One night, like 2 months ago, I was doing that. I was talking to Pee-Pee, and Alex woke up and he goes, were you just saying something? And I said, yeah. And he goes, who are you talking to? And I said, Pee-Pee. And he goes, oh, okay. He thinks it's rather foolish when I talk to the dogs, but hey, that's who I am. So, I mean, he laughs. He thinks it's funny, but like, don't wake me up because you're talking to the dogs, you know? We're so excited about going to Miami. I'm so ready. I'm in Miami, bitch. I'm ready to go tomorrow. And I'm really excited because I ordered this Puma messenger bag and they sent it. It said it might not even be there till like the middle of March, and it already got sent. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna get it really soon. And then I bought those 2 crystal necklaces, which Alex laughed at me for. I'm like, don't laugh at me. I'm gonna like them. They're gonna be fun. Don't even worry about it. I'm like, I'm expressing my style. I think that style is like so important, you know, and it's hard because it's like, when you're constantly like trying to lose weight, or, you know, like wanting to feel good in your own skin, and yet it's constantly a struggle. The reality is you just want to be comfortable if you're heavier, you know? Like, I don't think people, unless you've been heavier, Like and I'm not talking 5 or 10 pounds. I'm talking like 50 to 100 pounds. Unless you've been heavier, you don't really understand, okay, that like it is a constant internal struggle. So when people say things to you like you should do this or you should do that, it's like it takes a lot of willpower. And as being a person in recovery, I just don't have a lot of willpower. It's really hard for me, you know? And I admit that I'm a food addict, and I have worked on my food issues with my sponsor and, you know, like in 12-step stuff. It's not like I've done a lot of that work, and I struggle with it, you know? But I remember when I was in high school, the summer between my sophomore and junior year, I just was at home the whole summer, and I was with my mom, and every day I would cut up carrots and celery and broccoli, and I drank water the whole summer, and that's all I ate was these vegetables. And she and I would take like walks every day, and I am so far out in the country, I don't even know where I'm at. I was like, I've never been here before. It's pitch black everywhere. It kind of reminds me of Children of the Corn. But anyway, you know, I was like so intent on losing weight, and I was not super heavy at the time anyway, but I went from like, well, first of all, I also grew a couple inches. I was like 5'7" at the time, and over the summer I went from like 5'7" to like 5'10 and a half, which is where I'm at now. I'm like 5'10 and a half, 5'11", and I went from like 195 pounds to like 155, 60 pounds, literally in a summer. And I came back to school, and I got my hair cut real short, and I had it like colored. It was very much like the Madonna back in the day. Do you guys remember where it was like brown, but then it was like, it was blonde, but then it had brown tips, like a virgin, that one. But no, guys had it, and guys were, I mean, everybody was like, oh my God, how'd you get your hair done like that? They all thought it was cool. That's when I started feeling very comfortable. I wore jeans, really cool jeans, and I would wear like sport coats and like Smith's t-shirts and Cure band t-shirts, all kinds of band t-shirts, and my hair real spiky and messy like Sid Vicious. And I wore these big shoes, and the brand I'll never forget were called Berlin, and they were from this store in Indianapolis called Future Shock, and it was a punk rock store. I don't even know where those exist anymore in places that aren't like San Francisco and New York or Chicago, but it doesn't exist here in town anymore. But they had all kinds of Doc Martens and other brands like that, and these were called Berlin, and they had like this huge like platform thing on them, and they were very, very cool, but they were like Oxfords, and like wingtips, like black wingtips, and I would wear those every day to school, and I felt so comfortable, and people would be like, oh my God, Peter Monn has the best style. And then, you know, like the next day I would switch it up, and I would wear like a polo shirt tucked into khakis. I was very that, like you never knew what to expect, and I was so into clothes, and I was so into style, you know, which is really about why I wanted to go into like design and things like that. And then, you know, the next day I would wear like a tie with like suspenders, or, you know, like we wore vests, suit vests back in the day, you know, with buttons all over them, like, you know, buttons that said things on them. And through the years I kind of like lost my style a little bit, you know, like I lost kind of because I would gain weight at times. And then when my ex and I broke up, I really got back into the whole, I lost like 50 pounds within like a month and a half, and I was down to like 175, and I felt really good about myself, and I was working out every day, and I was running every day, and I started wearing all of this, you know, vintage clothes, vintage t-shirts and vintage Western shirts, and, you know, like that's when I started wearing Chuck Taylors and rolling my jeans up. My jeans are rolled up really high right now, and started, oh, the yellow battery thing is on, damn it. But I started wearing like a lot of like, you know, like rolled up jeans and doing all that kind of stuff. And then again, people would say like, oh my God, I love your style. I gotta turn around. I don't even know where I'm at. Do you hear that? The road is so like weird when I'm braking. It's like making that noise. People would say, oh my God, I love your style, and we would go out and stuff like that. Somebody the other day on I posted a picture on my Instagram. It was of Alex and I. It was the last Q&A that we did. We're doing one tomorrow, and they said, I feel like I have come out this far before, but no, I have never been here. I don't even know where I'm at. They said, you look like a young Mickey Rourke. Okay, I have never got that. I used to get a lot. Who's the guy that was in Bird on a Wire and Passions of the Christ? Mel Gibson. People used to always say that I looked like a young Mel Gibson back in the day. But anyway, this car is taking so long to turn. I'm right next to this church, and I'm out in the middle of nowhere, and it's very spooky. It's like they think this is where serial killers live. There's like some little town right there. Look at this. This is so weird. Look at this. Oh shit. Look at that. Do you see that little town right there? This Church of the Nazarene. I need to get out of here. And then look at it over here. Do you see? Look. It's like spooky as shit. I don't think they like my type around here, so I need to get out of here. But anyway, but everybody would be like, oh my God, your style is so cool, and you wear all these bracelets and necklaces, and where did you get that shirt and stuff like that? And I felt so good about myself. Well, I was thinner again, you know, and I felt good in clothes, and clothes were comfortable, and I could wear anything and be happy about it. I could go into any store and I could buy a medium or a large and I was completely fine, you know? I mean, I could fit into 32s or 34 jeans comfortably every time, you know? But I'm not like that right now, and I'm way heavy. And I was watching a vlog of mine the other day, and my body dysmorphia is so sick that, like, I honest to God, unless I see it in a picture or a video, like full side view of me or back view of me, I don't really realize how heavy I am. Like, I fool myself. And I was looking at this video. I was watching part of my video the other day when I was looking for a thumbnail, and I was like, you are heavy. Like, you are heavy, ma'am. You need to lose some damn weight. Like, that you have been saying this forever. And I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and he said, you have been on a diet since you started your YouTube channel. And I was like, I know. Like, this is the hardest I've ever... What was that noise for? I was like, this is the hardest I have ever struggled in my life. Wasn't that my phone, was it? This is the hardest I've ever struggled in my entire life, being on a diet or trying to lose weight. And I don't believe in diets anyway, you know? And it's just like, I don't know what it is. It's just like, I get 2 days in and then I'm just like, fuck it, I'll do it tomorrow, you know? And it's so hard. I'm having such a hard time this time. And, but I can see myself at the end of the road of losing the weight, exercising, and maintaining, and being able to wear whatever I want to wear and feeling good in my own skin. Because honest to God's truth is, I don't feel good in my own skin right now. I just don't. You know, I won't let it stop me from doing things. I won't stop it from letting me go on the beach or go to a music festival or wear t-shirts and things like that. But, like, I don't feel good about myself. And physically, I just don't, you know? And it's so hard. And if you've been there or you're there, you know what a struggle it is. And everybody in the world can tell you, oh, you look great, or oh, you need to do this, or oh, you need to do that. Which is like when I do these, oh, it just stopped. It said internal temperature too high, allow to cool. Okay, let's try this again because it shut off because of the internal heat. So, anyway, I was talking about my weight and my body image and things like that. And you know, here's the thing. It's like, I believe in body positivity and things like that, but you also have to be honest with yourself. You know, one of my fears has been that if I ever got to a point where I accepted my weight where it was at, that I would never want to change it, and that's not healthy for me, you know? And when people make criticisms about me talking about my weight in my videos, especially on my vlog, they'll say things like, you know, like, oh, he's been on a diet forever and he's never going to lose the weight and he just bitches and complains about it and blah, 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 whatever. And, you know, I don't talk about it on here to bitch and complain about it because I don't ever need to get on a video and talk about my weight and bitch and complain about it, you know? I talk about it because it's my truth, and I hope that maybe one person out there can relate to it and be like, oh my gosh, like, that's been my life, you know? And yeah, I totally relate to what you're going through. And then we don't feel so all alone, you know? Because it is hard when you're sitting at home and you're like, why is it so much easier for everybody else? Because I have this built-in mechanism in my brain that makes me think differently about food than some people do, you know? And it's hard, you know? It's really, really hard. And it's like somebody left a comment on my video about 6 months ago when I started, like, really, like, and it was in August when I started doing the diet, and they said they were really nasty about it. It was not a nice comment. It was a nasty comment. And they said, until you accept the fact that you're, I'm paraphrasing it, and I'm not even going to say the mean things they said because there's no need to, like, you know, discuss the mean comments. But they said, until you address the fact that you are, you know, have weight eating issues, or that you're a food addict, nothing's going to ever change in your life, and until you start working on those issues, yada, 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 right? Well, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, I had no problem admitting that I was a food addict. You know, I'm totally cross-addicted in many areas of my life, and I work on those issues. And that doesn't mean that my issues are flaring up. It just means that I haven't really found a healthy way to deal with those issues yet. And it's hard. And I talk to my sponsor about it all the time. You know, like I call my sponsor and talk to my sponsor about my eating issues and my food addiction. And how it's a struggle for me. And right now, like 80 to 90% of all the food that I eat is really, really healthy. It really is. You know, I'm eating lots of vegetables. I'm eating, you know, hummus and, you know, a lot of like organic things. And it's hard. And it's like, I eat in quantity. I don't eat, you know, like less. I eat quantity. And there's something about it that emotionally makes me happy to sit there in front of the TV at the end of the day. It's like a reward. My mind is built in to have this reward system with food. And I have to change that, you know, and, I look back on the times that I lost a lot of weight and kept it off. I mean, there were times that I lost weight and, you know, kept it off for years. And I don't really know, like, how I maintained it at that time, if that makes sense. Like, I was working out a lot. I had to work at it all the time. And, you know, the other thing was, as obsessed as I am, like, this is the thing. Like, I'm not obsessed with food. Okay, I'm not. But, like, when I go to eat, I eat in quantity and I don't work out. As you get older, it's harder to lose weight if you don't work out and you don't watch everything you're eating and those kinds of things, right? But when I am trying to lose weight and I'm working out and I'm running and I'm, you know, lifting weights and I'm eating healthy, I almost become kind of obsessed about it. So it's really the other way that, like, me being healthy becomes kind of this weird obsession. And I don't really want to live my life that way. But I guess as somebody that has, you know, like eating issues and, you know, food issues and is a food addict, like, I guess I kind of do have to think that way if I want to be healthy. And I don't want to be having a heart attack at 45 because of the things that I eat, you know? So I need to figure it out and change some things up. And I will. I know I will. But it's still a struggle. Anyway, enough about that. I've always struggled. Here I am saying enough of all that. But, like, the body dysmorphia thing is really, really hard. You know, it's like, you know, when I was in high school, it's like I couldn't get thin enough. I couldn't, like, I always saw myself as fat, even when I was like 155 pounds. And now it's the other way. It's like I don't see myself in reality of, like, you know, how my body really is. Like, I see it distorted. I see a distorted reality of how my body is. Like, you know, even looking in the camera right now, I see a distorted view. And then when I watch it back, all I see is this, like, huge double chin, you know? And it's like, you are really heavy. Like, you don't even realize it until you see it later, you know? And, oh, I don't know. If that's the worst that my problems get for a day, I'm pretty damn lucky, I guess. I've got a great life, so I can't complain about all that, you know? I'm wondering when all this, like, sleet and snow is supposed to start. Stayed off of social media the last couple days. I need to get back on it and check some things out. I just sometimes, do you guys ever just, like, want to put your phone down for a day? Like, I kind of did that today while I was working on other stuff, and it was kind of nice. Like, I tweeted some things out, but other than that, like, I kind of just stayed off social media. I can become consumed with it really quick, you know? I feel like we live in a social media era where we're either, you know, watching YouTube videos or not even just that. Like, Tanya and I were talking the other day because we both watched the assassination of Gianni Versace, and she's like, I just find myself while I'm watching it, like, Googling all these articles about Versace's boyfriend or Donatella Versace and, you know, what's her name, Penelope Cruz, talking about the role and all this kind of stuff. I'm like, God, I'm the same way. Like, whenever I'm watching a movie, I'm always constantly, like, Googling, like, stuff about the cast or, you know, all that kind of stuff. How old is Daniel Craig? Is he married? All that kind of stuff. You know, like, where is he from? Where did he grow up? I love reading those Wikipedia pages about movie stars. I love them. I think they're so interesting, don't you? You guys are like, no, we think they're boring as shit. I think they're interesting. I really do. I don't know why I think they're interesting. I just think they are. When you read about people's like high school experiences and things like that. It's actually kind of a beautiful night outside tonight. It's cloudy, but it's just very still. I like still nights. Golden Corral. I haven't been to Golden Corral in forever. Have you ever had Golden Corral's like breakfast buffet that they have? Oh my God. My ex and I drove all the way down to Columbus, Indiana to meet our friends, Rhonda and Kyla, there one time on a Sunday. We got up to get, it like closes at like 10 or 11, like the breakfast buffet. So we had to get down there early to have the breakfast buffet. And they're like, you have to have it just once. We drove all the way down there. It was incredible. It was so good. They had like hash brown casserole and grits. I love grits. And, oh, no. The grits aren't what I love. What do I love? Like hash, corned beef hash. I love that. And pancakes and waffles and crepes. And they had all kinds of sausage and bacon. I love a breakfast buffet. There is nothing like a breakfast buffet. Argosy Casino in southern Indiana. It's not called that anymore. It's called Hollywood, I think, or something like that. It used to have the best breakfast buffet in the world. I mean to tell you, like, they had a whole area that was all like bacon and sausage and pancakes and omelets and eggs, and oh my God, it was so good. Oh, hash browns, those little hash browns like Hardee's, they were so good, or Carl's Jr., depending on where you live. They had so many good breakfast things. And then they also had like mac and cheese, stuffing, pizza. See what a fatty I am? Do you see what a fatty I am? I love a good buffet. Thank God I'm married to the man I am. He can't stand them. He hates buffets. He hates buffets. He won't even go to a Chinese buffet. I'm like, what's wrong with a Chinese buffet? He's like, that is disgusting. I will not eat off a buffet. I'm like, he also won't eat meat off the bone, which I think is really, like, I don't, he's something that he picked up as a kid. He doesn't eat pork, and he won't eat meat off the bone. He's like really weird about that. Like, he'll eat boneless chicken, but like, he always asks his mom, he's like, is it boneless chicken or did it come off the bone? And if it came off the bone, he like almost starts making gagging noises. He's like, I can't do it. I'm like, why is that? He's like, it's just something that I visualize in my head. Isn't that weird? It's like fish for me. Like, and Alex has never eaten fish either. Neither one of us likes fish. We don't eat fish. We've never really eaten fish in our entire lives. I remember I went to Hawaii with my dad when I was really, really young. And, like, young, like 5 or 6. And I hadn't had fish before that. Maybe had fish sticks or something. I don't know. But, like, I had never had fish really before. And I remember one day we were fishing, or we were like, oh, no. We were snorkeling in Maui. And it's where I wish somebody, like, I looked it up years ago. It's like the toilet bowl or the tidal pole or something like that. It's where they like pull, it rushes you in and rushes you back out. It's this little like cove, and you snorkel there. It's absolutely gorgeous. I'll never forget going there. It was like, I think it was like a black sand beach. It was like it was like where the hurricane, it was like where a tornado, it was where a volcano had been. And it was unbelievable, this reef. And I remember we were snorkeling there, and it was so pretty. It was like, I mean, there were those huge bluefish, parrotfish everywhere. There were little Nemos. There was all kinds of stuff, right? Well, that night, I remember we went to go get food, and on the menu, my dad was like so excited because it was like the best fish in the area, and it was all fresh fish and all this kind of stuff. And I remember the menu had like pictures of each fish, but it wasn't like on a plate. It was like what they really were, like the fish swimming. And I remember I saw a picture of mahi-mahi, and I was like, I don't know why I remember mahi. I think it was what my dad got, and I was like, I couldn't do it. And then that smell, when the smell of the fish came to the table, hit me. And my mom used to fix fish all the time at home when I was growing up. She would fix orange roughy. Ugh. I can still smell it. And I hate the taste of tartar sauce too. If I tasted tartar sauce, I would think there was fish in it, because that's how disgusted I am by tartar sauce. So anyway, So yeah, so ever since then, I was like, I absolutely refuse to eat any kind of fish. What's weird about it is, I used to be able to do shrimp. Like, this is even before I was a vegetarian. Like, years before that, I stopped doing this. I could do shrimp in what do you call it? In like fried rice. And then one day, I just couldn't do it anymore. I was like, I looked at it and I was like, I can't, that's a shrimp. I can't do it. And then I could eat crab meat rangoon because it's just like a paste. But one night I was at the buffet and it was real fishy. Do you know when you get something that's like, it's like a Caesar salad and it's real fishy and you can't do it ever again? Like, after that, I couldn't do crab meat rangoons ever again. Recently, Alex's friend, she made vegan crab meat rangoon, and like, I looked at it and I was like, I can't even do this. Like, this scares me. Like, I don't even feel right about doing this. Like, this feels like it's fishy. I don't know. Like, you know what I mean? It's weird how our minds play trick on us. It's like that mustard that, you know, is not yellow, it's like green, and then people like can't eat it and stuff like that, and ketchup that's blue. Have you ever heard about those experiments? I think they're real interesting. My life is so weird. I'm so weird, aren't I? You guys are like, you think that's real interesting? Yeah, I do think that's kind of real interesting. Why kids won't eat green mustard, you know? I think it's funny. Oh, gas prices are cheap over here. $2.34. Do you have to be a member? That membership's too much. I can't keep up with it. I used to have cards to all those places. I don't have cards to any place anymore. Member price, $2.34. Regular, $2.41. What's gas price where you're at? You guys are like, could you please do your hair for a video? We're so tired of that hat. I know, I'm kind of tired of it too. Oh my Lord. I can't believe that yellow light hasn't come on. It didn't even let it cool down that much. There's that donut deluxe I always pass. There's always there's like 5 people sitting in there all at one table. I think they're probably playing cards or something. That kind of sounds kind of homey, to just sit in the donut shop and play cards late at night on a Saturday night. They're probably sober. That's what kind of stuff sober people do. It's the truth, too. It's why we lose so many people, because they're like, this life is boring. It's not boring. It's not boring at all. I still have a lot of fun, but I'm also the kind of person that says that playing cards in a donut shop on a Saturday night sounds like fun. I think that does kind of sound like fun. And then going home and watching some kind of scary movie while you're going to bed, I think that'd be real fun. I like that kind of stuff. Maybe eating at a Mexican restaurant. I haven't had Mexican food in forever. This restaurant that we're going to tomorrow has like mac and cheese, salad, sandwiches. It's all really good though. At least I hope it is tomorrow. I don't know what I'll have, but I know I'm hungry for it already today. All I had for dinner tonight was a little bit of hummus and this bean dip that I bought. I hadn't had it for a while, that 7-layer bean dip. I love that stuff. Man, I could sit there and eat that as a meal, but I didn't. I ate a little bit of it. But you know what I've been doing? This is so gross, but I'm going to tell you anyway. I'm not even embarrassed about it. I'm obsessed with this is where I gain the weight on shit like this, okay? You know those pretzels that have peanut butter on the inside of them? I'm obsessed. I love those, okay? Dip those in hummus. Oh my God. It is so good. It is like, I feel like I'm pregnant when I'm eating weird foods like that, but it is so good. I don't know how I started doing that, but one time I started doing it and I was like, I'm going to keep on doing this, and it's really good. I love it. I need to turn around. I'm now the other direction. I don't know where I'm at. I know where that donut deluxe is, but I don't usually go much past that. Dream, 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 when I love you. Na, na, na. What is President's Day? Is it this Monday? I kind of feel like I need to know that. Do y'all feel like you need to know that, like when holidays are that you don't know? Like, I feel like I should know that. President's Day is in January or is it in February? Look, I'm going to pull over here real quick and I'm going to look it up. President's Day 2018. It's probably already passed. Monday, December 24th. No, that's not it. President's Day 2000. when... Why does it say December 24th? That's the weirdest thing. Why can't I Google when is President's Day? February 19th? Oh, it's a week. So it's okay. So it's in a week. I feel like we used to always do stuff for President's Day when I was growing up in school. Did you guys do stuff for President's Day? I feel like we did. Like we had a lot of learning stuff that we did. But now I can't remember what we did. We had to give speeches on, like, you know, President Lincoln, President Washington, stuff like that. I realized reading this magical book of tidying up, like, I like self-help books, but I am definitely a fiction reader. Like, I love to read to, like, escape. Like, I was sitting down today and I was, like, reading this Rumble by Ellen Hopkins that I'm reading because I was supposed to do a buddy reads with Julia Sapphire, but Sherry finished it, like, a week and a half ago. And I was like, I love fiction. Like, I just love reading stories about other people's lives. It's so interesting to me, you know? Do you guys like reading fiction or do you like reading nonfiction? I guess I kind of like memoirs too sometimes, but it has to be about, they have to be real, like, interesting and, like, lots of crazy stuff that happens. I remember I read that Detour by about Lana Turner and her daughter, and her daughter, like, stabbed Lana Turner's boyfriend to protect her. That was really good. I read that, like, when I was in high school. And that Frances Farmer book, I've been looking for that forever. I cannot find that anywhere. I mean, I really cannot find that. If anybody has a copy of that out there, or knows where to find it, let me know. I would love to read that book. Do you guys remember that movie with Jessica Lange? Oh, tragic. She had all those not surgeries, but those electroshock therapy on her. They did, because she was so out of control. Because that's what they used to do to you back in the day. Like, if you were out of control and you were a wild person, they, like... That sounded so hillbilly. Back in the day when she was a wild person, they would just do them shock therapies on you. That's the truth. They would, though, you know? It's like they used to lock up alcoholics and drug addicts in sanitariums. That's true. They used to lock up gay people in sanitariums. That is the truth of the nature, okay? I'm not even trying to make that stuff up. That's for real all day long. True story, it is. Look it up if you don't believe me. Somebody out there is like, that is bullshit. That is not even true. Yes, it is. And that's what happened to Jessica Lange in Frances Farmer movie. She'd be like, at the end of it, she's like, I don't even know who you are, she would say to Sam Shepard. So sad. Do you remember that? And they're standing there talking. Frances Farmer died in Indiana. Did you know that? She has a house on the house that she lived in. Everybody calls it the Hollywood house. It's this white house that she used to live in on the White River. It's a fantastic house. It does look like it should be in Hollywood, though. But I don't think she's buried here. I don't even know why she lived in Indiana. Was she from Indiana? Who did a song called Frances Farmer? Was that Kurt Cobain, Nirvana? Did they do the song called Frances Farmer? Is that why he named his daughter Frances Bean? Because of Frances Farmer? Am I just solving the mysteries of the world on this video tonight? I think I am pretty smart. Have you guys seen that Frances Bean? She is gorgeous. The other day, was looking at her Instagram. She has a cool life. And Courtney Love, my God, I mean, she has kind of, like, turned it out. She's, like, back into the fashion world and all kinds of stuff. She's going to all kinds of fashion shows. I don't hate her for it. I always did love Courtney Love. Did you ever see her in that People vs. Larry Flint? She was fantastic in that movie. Fantastic. And then there was that one movie that was kind of like a scary movie. Do you remember that, where she had the hair all, like, down in her face? She was so good in that movie too. I think she's beautiful. I think Courtney Love. I love people that have, like, unique beauty. You know, like, lots of freckles or spaces between their teeth, or, you know, really frizzy different hair or something like that. I love people that have something different about them. You know, like that's what I really like, something that's unique about them. And Courtney Love has that. There's something really, you know, unique about her. I loved that whole album, Miss World. I'm Miss World. My friend Krista and I back in the day, we used to jam out to that. That was such a great CD. We had the tape of it, I think. That was such a great tape. Was it called Dollhouse or Miss World, or what was it called? And it had the girl in the front of it. I don't think it was Courtney Love, but she was like she was crying, and she had like her mascara was running because she had won some beauty pageant. I loved that. Yeah, it was called Miss World, I think. I met her at the patio in Indianapolis. She was with Drew Barrymore, because Drew Barrymore was dating the drummer or the guitarist for Hole. And so they were traveling on some tour. I can't remember what tour it was. And the van, or the bus, was parked right outside the patio, which was this little bar in Indianapolis. It doesn't exist anymore. Now it's called, I don't know, now it's a hookah bar or something. But anyway, it was a fantastic bar back in the day. And I've told this story on here before. And Drew Barrymore walked out of the bathroom, and I walked right into her. And she looked at me, and I looked at her and was like, she goes, yes, I'm Drew Barrymore. And then I walked out, and my friend Krista and Courtney Love were doing a dance-off to Prince's Purple Rain. That is a true story. That is 100% fact right there. If I'm lying, I'm crying, and baby, I ain't crying. That is fact. Well, all right, I'm going in to get a bottle of water or something. I am so thirsty from talking for this long, so I love you guys, and yeah, I hope you're having a wonderful Sunday, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.